This is In My Shoes, Wheels Optional, the world from a different perspective. Supporting and educating the world, busting the stigmas of disability and invisible illnesses.
Hey y'all, so back from the emergency department in Laidley after having to race up there after speaking to my GP today and telling her that I haven't peed in a day, if not a bit longer, on top of my severe dehydration and it's a bit hard to see, but my skin is still quite dry, but it was there were flakes everywhere. My lips have cracked tonight. My eyes were very encrusted with dried skin, which was very painful in the literal sense, as well as very, very itchy. But it wouldn't come off because it wasn't dead skin. It was just my skin was that dry. As well as my POTS being worse and those types of things. But the emergency department, for once, we haven't actually been to that one for fluids before, but for emergencies and hospitals and generals, for once, they gave me fluids without questions. Maybe because this time we had a letter from my doctor specifying to give me a litre of fluids. But when I discussed my condition and why I need the fluids and that they help to the nurse, the RN, she was quite understanding and kind of immediately went, yep, okay, we'll put you on fluids. And Mum and I were both blown away by that. And there was no, we don't do that in Australia, or that condition doesn't get better with that, even though for you it obviously does. None of that we've had for so many years now. But yeah, this is one of the worst today was probably the worst I've been in years. With POTS, dehydration, everything. Because I couldn't eat and I didn't feel it was really odd sensation. I knew deep down I was hungry, but yet I didn't feel that hunger. I knew it was there, but I didn't feel it, and food just continued to be unappealing to me. Not like I was going to vomit thinking about it, but just I wasn't, it's hard to explain. That's the only way I can think to explain it. But they were really good about doing it over a slow period, so I wouldn't just pee it out, within an hour. So I'm really, really hoping it lasts quite a while, but I believe because I was just so dehydrated, I feel slightly better after it, immediate results almost within the first 2 hours, because they did me on 150 mils an hour, which is really good rate for POTS. But the problem was, because I'm so dehydrated, I believe, and my POTS had gotten to the point where it was dangerous. So it was definitely way past the point of just a litre over that many hours is going to be enough. Yes, I feel better. Do I feel as good as I normally feel after fluids? No. Because again, I think that, you know, being that bad, I've needed way more. But we still don't understand, and even the doctors and the nurses were like so confused as I'm drinking at least 4 litres of water a day. That hasn't changed. I still do that, and I'm always thirsty. Always. So I'm always drinking lots of water, naturally. And we just don't understand where it's going. The fact that I wasn't peeing more than, you know, every second day, it still doesn't make sense to us, and didn't make sense to the doctor or the nurse. Not that they didn't believe me for once, but that it needs to be investigated, and it does. Like, it can't just be the gastroparesis. It's got to be just going straight out my bowels. That's the only thing that makes sense, to consume something and then it not be absorbed. It's obviously just going out the other end. But yeah, but the nurses were amazing. They're lovely. Everyone was interested. We even spoke to a doctor there who was very interested in my conditions and things like that, and we discussed that I need daily fluids, and he said that that's not a long-term solution to get a port and have that. And for once I spoke out and said, really, please don't take this offensively, but what you just said really angered me, and it did it, because it's all the doctors say to us. And I explained what had angered me, and then I super appreciated and respected him a lot, because he then explained what he actually meant, which was a port is not a long-term solution, but there is this actual other procedure that can be done that Mum and I hadn't even heard of, where instead of putting a foreign body in like a port, they actually put, and this is my little to-do list on my hand, they put together a vein and an artery towards the surface, similar to a port, but it's of your own body. So it won't be rejected and you can have it the rest of your life. And that means that I can have fluids super easy for the rest of my life, no worrying about ports or anything like that, changing it out every year. So we're going to investigate that. And we spoke to the nurse afterwards and actually asked if he practiced it outside the hospital. And she gave us his details and said if he can't do it, he will know people who can. So that's another good thing out of tonight. So I think when I crash, I'm going to feel it. But because there's not that much of an improvement, unlike normal, I feel a bit better, and I was able to eat because of the fluids as well. Like, I was hungry. Mind you, I ate way too fast and had a POTS flare. Nearly passed out. But it was good that I was able to eat and that I was hungry. So, yeah, well, I will keep you all updated if I crash, or if I crash too hard. I apologise if I don't end this vlog later on for that. But love you all. Thank you for following my journey as normal. Sorry again about my technical difficulties, I guess. That my computer had died, so I'm even more behind because I can't actually edit videos. So thank you all for being so patient with me, and hopefully when I upload videos and backdate them, probably like a year at this point, everyone will understand and kind of still want to watch them, even if they're not necessarily happening right now. But I hope you all like it. If you do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell if you want notifications, or you can follow me on my other social media, which is Twitter and Instagram, but Instagram's where I update more than anything. Twitter often links to my Instagram. So if you really want to follow my journey, make sure to go down to the description below where my Instagram link will be. Alright, bye. I also totally forgot to mention that it is now 3 a.m. in the morning and Mum stayed with me most of that time, so once again I feel very indebted and lucky to have her on my side now and caring for me and helping me so that hopefully I can get on fluids and get my life back. Alright, bye. So I just woke up after sleeping until 6 p.m. But for the first time in months, I actually slept properly without waking up continuously all night. So it really does make you wonder with fluids for my conditions. And the fact that they did it slow as well is helping, because I think it's still kind of helping. I don't feel anywhere near as fatigued as I normally do. I actually feel quite awake and not as exhausted as normal, and you can't really see the black circles under my eyes, which is one of the big things that everyone tells me when I have fluids. They just go away. They haven't gone away completely, obviously, but normally, like, all this is black and there's a little bit of black on top of my eye, because you can see where it normally is, but it's only just got like this little line of black instead of the whole thing. So I'll keep trying and pushing for fluids. Hopefully we can stop having to wait until I get to this point. So fingers crossed. Alright, thanks guys, bye.